This is a Sonerai II low wing for sale. Just finished rebuilding it 2 years ago. New fabric, new urethane paint. It's got about 110 hours on it. It's flying good, flies straight. It's got a Volkswagen VW 1835 Great Plains motor on it. A lot of modifications and inspected everything really well. Stripped all the paint off all the fuselage tubes and reprimed it all. Inspected for cracks. Got an iPad up here for the flight instrumentation, and I got the llevil AW permanently mounted that throws all the real pedostatic information up there for airspeed, altitude, and vertical speed. It's got accelerometers that throw the real attitude information up there, and it's got a magnetic compass built into it that throws the magnetic heading up there, the heading indicator. It's got a turn coordinator there. It's got a G meter, a bunch of information. All the engine instrumentations along the side there. Switches and circuit breakers down there. Then back here, fly it from the back seat. There's their radio, Icom A200 with a standby flip-flop. It's a switch for the fuel pump. And down here is a flight comm intercom system. I got 2 sets of headphone jacks for front and back seat. Back here, mounted underneath the baggage compartment, kind of out of the way, don't accidentally bump them. Here's another iPad mount for a moving map. I use it for low ventilation. It's got new throttle cables and mixture cables and carb heat cables and all that. New seat cushions, the memory foam. It's got a little baggage compartment back here in the back. The eye level is mounted to the bottom of that. Hooker harness, seat belts with shoulder harnesses. And then the rudder pedals up here, I built them off of a set of Pitts drawings. They're a lot better than the original Sonerai pedals. They don't flop around at all. They're a lot more reliable and safe. I got a set of Matco wheels and brakes out of a Lancer 320 kit that I installed in here, modified the pedals for. Those are the Matco brake cylinders. And then here I pulled back the wing skin, the inboard section of the wing skin. I did that S mod to the wing, so it's all beefed up. Drilled off the top spar cap and added that angle piece, and all the rib attached support brackets. I got that documented pretty well. Got a bunch of pictures for it, and they're also all on the Sonerai forums at sonerai.net. And then I also added a support there for the wing walk area, so you can walk on the wing no problem. And then the ailerons are balanced. New wing tips and aileron tips. This is a nav and little LED nav and strobe lights. I potted in from the back side of the wingtip, and then filled, body worked it around there and make it nice and sleek. These are the Matco wheels and brakes. They're a little bit smaller than the original Sonerai wheels, but they're plenty big enough for this airplane. They're less drag. And here you got a carbon fiber spinner and bulkhead. It's a 12-inch spinner. It's really strong and light. I didn't have to have a forward bulkhead because of how strong that rear bulkhead is. I got it mounted perfectly straight. Doesn't wobble at all. wood prop. It's got an oil cooler and dual ignition. Got a Vindex magneto running off the back, and then the electronic ignition there under that hump. Had to modify the cowling for. It's got an Ellison carburetor. Modified the scoop, induction scoop there for the Ellison. Got a little bit of ram air pressure there. Works really well. Stays decently cool. Got an alternator charging system that charges a little AeroVolts lithium battery. That works really well. It's super light. It works really well for the electronic ignition and all the LED lights and iPad. The empty weight, when I weighed after I finished all the work, came out to 550 pounds. It's a pretty light airplane. And I got all that weight and balance documented in the logbooks. And I'm also an AMP and IA. I built a little bigger rudder for it. The original Sonerai rudder was a lot smaller. It wasn't very effective. This is a lot more effective. Is actually a huge improvement. Looks a lot better too. And does some aerobatics. I've done a loop and a roll in it, no problem. It gets a little light at the top of the loop, but I've been flying it around here quite a bit. I'm still flying it. It's based here in Vacaville, California at the Nut Tree Airport. I've been flying it all around California. I flew it up to Montana. It's been really reliable so far. Haven't had any issues with it. It's a two-seater, but it's kind of a tight two-seater. I'm 170 pounds, and you fly it from the back. I'm 6'2", and I just kind of barely fit in it. So if you're any more than 6'2", probably won't fit you very good. But it does fit me at 6'2", flying from the back. And I have taken a passenger up in it. The passenger weighed 180 pounds, so it took a little bit to get off the ground, and it was a little nose heavy, but it did fly no problem with it. Still climbed out at about 500 feet a minute, and it was about 90 degrees out. But here at Nut Tree, we're about sea level, so not in a long runway. I got a lot more pictures. A lot more pictures of the build, all the rebuild before fabric and all that, of the whole process. So if you have any questions or want to see any of the pictures, let me know. It flies good.